Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Once again, it is time for my lifter Michelle's vlog, and as most of you realize, we run a 4-day conjugate split for her, upper-lower max effort dynamic effort split. So for max effort upper, we did 165 on a closed grip bench press. Now that was a max, but we're real happy with it. Notice she's getting leaner. She's down right now about 10 pounds or so. Yet we're still hitting real good numbers in the gym, and a lot of it's just been change in lifestyle, her doing a lot more modeling. So, again, she's almost down a full weight class, and we've kind of laughed that she could easily make weight for the next class down, but, she's not qualified for any really high level event. So we're going to have to wait till next year to do that. But, the rate she's going, it's not going to be a problem. We should be able to take her down a whole weight class. She's quite tall though, so again, that means she'll be relatively lean, which she is right now. So again, good progress there. But I want people to note we've not lost any strength, right? There's been no significant loss of strength. Occasionally we have a weaker workout here or there, but notice the safety bar squat this week. She ends up doing 240 on a safety bar. We pulled like 325 on a deadlift a week or so ago. Again, all her benches are up in the 160s. Again, not what we would expect under normal conditions for someone who's lost 10 pounds, because a lot of times people are expecting some lean tissue loss. We haven't really seen that, right? We've seen strength hold really constant. So again, it means everything's pretty well dialed in. Now keep in mind though, she does have a very high level of conditioning. She does a lot of GBP and conditioning work. And again, I don't really even prescribe that for her because I don't need to. She does always done her own there. She's also doing a little bit of personal training and stuff herself. So, I've always let her program that sort of stuff. I program all her strength and hypertrophy work, right? The things we use to get bigger and stronger. And it's always worked out great. So again, keep in mind though, because of the high level of conditioning, it's not that difficult for her to drop weight pretty quickly, right? Because her energy turnover is quite high. But look at these JM presses. Look at that weight being used. And the triceps are real strong. As I've said before, if we can just get her pecs caught up, her bench is going to keep going up. I had someone ask in one of the live streams, when are we going to see a 200 bench from her? It's like, it's going to happen, guys. These things take time. These things take time. But it's going to happen eventually, right? It's going to happen. Just keep moving forward. Again, so we do have a couple of different types of presses. We do a bunch of pause benching, doing some dumbbell work. Here, she's doing rows. She goes really heavy on rows, and they're a little cheaty, but quite frankly, as a coach, I don't care. It doesn't bother me. She wants to be a little cheaty on them. It's fine because she's doing rep work with like 165, something like that. Again, a lot of male lifters are probably looking at this going, what? Here's that kind of weight. Exactly. So again, her deadlifts are strong. She's not overtraining, so I don't care if it's a little cheaty. And just not that big of a deal to me. And then of course we always do some band press downs to try to keep those tendons healthy because of those heavy JM presses that she does. So that's usually how we finish these up. Max effort lower, again, kind of working with the different equipment that she has at this gym. Interestingly enough, she sent me the other day, she's got a device to do split squats on that doesn't require her to use this box, so that'll be a little more helpful moving forward. She's like, it bruises my leg. I'm like, why didn't you tell me that? But so we've been using these different leg devices that they have, different machines. And that's a topic that comes up, but that's a 240 safety bar squat. For some reason people will say, do you believe in machines? They'll bring that up. They'll bring up machines as if they think I'm anti-machine for legs, and I've been pro-machine for quite a few years at this point, as far as a lot of leg stuff goes. Because at the end of the day, as long as we're doing the other movements, the right movements that I want, I don't care how my lifters hypertrophy muscles on supplemental stuff. And a lot of these machines, we already do a lot of heavy squatting and pulling. We already do this stuff really heavy. we already have plenty of axial loading going on. See where I'm going with this? So machines can take that load off there. Now, you'll get some people who say, well, shouldn't we just do all machines? Well, no, I've never implied that. That's where people take stuff to these crazy extremes. It's like you say one thing is it can be good or helpful as a useful tool, and then in people's heads what they hear is we should exclusively use that one tool that you said is good for something. Okay? That is a very, very low level of thinking. Okay? That is not how this works. Because axial loading movements, those big movements have their benefits. They are what get us strong. They are what train a lot of coordination. They can stimulate an enormous amount of hypertrophy. They just beat us up. We should use them. It should just be limited, right? So when that comes up, you'll hear some people, they'll hear the first part, so that's all we should do, right? All we need are these squats and deadlifts and good mornings. Well, no, I never said that. It's the same thing here when I point out that since we do a lot of that stuff and then we have to limit it, I really like a lot of my lifters having access to these more finesse movements like these split squats, having access to machines, things like that, especially for the lower body. So we can load the spine less, right? Then you say that and then you'll hear people say, so that's all we should use. No, that's not a reasonable interpretation of that. Right? You don't have to go to these extremes. Use each tool in balance. Use each tool correctly for the correct job. In the case of some of this stuff, a lot of these machines let us get some extra pump work. They let us get some extra hypertrophy volume and lengthened positions and things without putting additional axial loading on the body. Okay, that can be a great way to finish everything off after we've done all these squats and deadlifts and good mornings and other stuff that we do. Same thing here, glute ham raises. I love glute ham raises. Love glute ham raises. Actually, I hate them because they make me cramp up. But I do tons of them, and I know that if I back off on them, if I don't immediately replace them with heavy, heavy good mornings, my deadlift will regress within a matter of weeks, every single time. They're an invaluable tool. Of course, here she is doing her band pull-throughs, which we use for her. Since we don't have the glute ham raise, we do these now. They're helping with her deadlift lockouts, right? Her deadlift lockouts are a little cleaner. This is a valuable tool for that. It can train the glutes, and it can teach us to follow through into that contracted position. This with the hip thrust she's doing, this addresses her weak links on the deadlift. Because, that's the goal. She wants to get to a 405 deadlift. And that's some rare air. There aren't that many women out there pulling 405. It's a lofty goal. It's a great long-term goal that she can achieve. But we use these different tools to get there, right? But that is absolutely a serious goal. So you have to have a serious game plan for that. All right, speed benching. So we do dynamic effort here. Then she asked me if she could do some shins this week. And I'm like, yeah, you can throw some shins in. You can throw a couple sets of chins in on your speed day. She ended up doing 3 sets of 10 on chin-ups. Noticed a couple people didn't like the form. They complained. I didn't ask you guys. These are pretty dang strict. They're strict enough. People on the internet. Clowns all the way around. Again, there's no need for being that far on the spectrum, guys. Don't let it come out so much. You can't accept a little swing after the first couple reps for a woman doing 3 sets 10 on chin-ups. You know what I'm saying, guys? Then we finish up with dynamic effort lower. Speed boxes and speed pulls, right? We finish up a week with that, and then her other supplemental work, and then we call it a week. So I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys and gals next time.